welcome back, everyone,
yeah.
to Down with Boring, the best music podcast to be broadcast in 4K.
4K, multiple countries around the world. We have listeners around the world, so to all of them, I will not say hello in your dialect or language because that will probably be offensive.
I also don't know what 4K means, but here we are.
It's high, it's high def volume. You're stacked. You're looking great. Except you can't see this, everybody who's listening, because we're not one of those podcasts who are like, look at us.
The webcam in the corner.
We're selfless.
We've got Sprints on the show this week, which you will know because when you clicked on it, it told you, or tapped on it if you were using a mobile device. That's coming up in a bit. We've also got some other stuff, and then we're going to leave, and then we're going to do it in a couple of weeks, and we'll just keep doing that until we die, I guess.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the introduction that really sells you in to what's to come. Look, Sprints are on the show. You know that because you clicked on it. Quite a few of you probably clicked on it because Sprints are on the show. We're going to do all the other stuff that we usually do, and then it'll be great. And then we'll have a wonderful time.
We got a new issue out of the magazine too.
That is true.
Pick that up. Tame Impala, Joe and King Princess on that. Joe, which I for a long time didn't realise the D was silent.
So you were just saying Joe, is that right?
Yeah. Well, it's 3 letters.
Yeah. Why would one be silent?
Thought, well, also, I thought it might be like DJO, DJAG.
That's what
but not the case.
They've forgotten the space on a few articles, basically.
Exactly.
So it's actually more on them. But it's a big issue. It's a big issue. It's a bumper issue. It's looking great, looking lovely. Go buy your copy now. Because then it will sell out. It will sell out at one point. And
Speaking of things that will sell out, Night of the Living Dork 4, our Halloween show with Cassie at Colours, Hoxton, October the 30th.
Yeah.
That's nearly sold out.
Yeah, there are literally 15 tickets left as we say this right now. And the thing is, people...
So if you want a scalp, buy them now.
People might not believe it, but our next show is proof that when we did warn you, that is actually a real thing. Because after, obviously...
Yeah, although I don't think we've ever said about the ones that sell badly, it's not going to sell out. So we are lying.
We'll never
but this
tell
time
you.
we're not lying.
We'll never tell you the
or
ones
are
that
we
sell
lying?
badly.
Who knows? Do Nothing at the 100 Club. That's sold out.
Yeah.
November the 12th.
Gone. It's out there. It's gone. It's going to be a great night, but who cares, listener? You can't even, get there now. But join the wait list.
No.
You never know. Some people might, have things to do that night, look after the kids, look after a dog, look after people, maybe.
The carers. The caring people of the
may
world.
drop out, that's what we're saying.
And then day after that, it's The Great Escape First 50. We're at Seabright Arms with The Itch, Really Good Time, and Slag.
It has been pointed out before anyone goes there that run of names from bottom to top is apparently the normal night out for some people.
The normal night out.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think anyone said that, Jamie.
I've never, that's not guaranteed in this.
I don't know what you mean. What can you explain?
Do you know what? We're a family show, so I wouldn't want to dive in too much into that. But it'll be a really, really good lineup. The Great Escape First 50 is obviously the first, you won't believe
50.
50 acts playing The Great Escape next year. And they kick it off with shows in and around East London. We'll be back at Seabright Arms with, a bloody good bill. And a good fun night. So, and
for listeners of ours that don't live in London who may complain that we don't do enough outside of the capital,
we hear you.
That's 2 shows in a row. So just come down for a couple of days,
Tourism.
I mean, come on, I know, right? Trocadero closed, but you can still do Carnaby Street,
Closed.
Go look at Big Ben.
Yeah, have a little gander
the Elizabeth
around.
Tower, Big Ben's actually the bell. That's the kind of thing that you can learn on a walking tour. You can have a really good time.
You sold London selling.
Also, the 100 Club occasionally, there's some kind of music tour that takes in the 100 Club, and I've had to walk through that. So you could do that and just hop off there.
Yeah.
And if that's not enough for you, just go to Leeds because we'll be there.
Pull over Leeds to the city.
We will.
Which is in November. It'll actually be November the 15th. So that week's a busy week for us.
Yeah, well, if you go to all of it.
Yeah, if you do all of them, that's a busy week.
Which I think only you will be doing.
Well, you've now suggested that people come down, do a little tour of the capital.
Yeah, but then don't go to Leeds after that. You'll be exhausted.
Anyway, Live at Leeds in the City's on.
No, I mean go to that, but don't do both.
Yeah, make a decision. Pick
a lane, guys.
Also, there's loads and loads of bands at Live at Leeds in the City. So if you're if if you've got like a quota to meet.
So don't come to our first 50 show. Is that what you're saying, Jamie?
No. If you're in London and you've done the tour, go to Seabright Arms.
But then, no, you shouldn't go to Live at Leeds.
I think if you are a connoisseur of Leeds and the city and new music, you should also do that. So
right, but then you shouldn't do our London.
I don't know what disposable income most people have, and I don't want to judge.
I think we're a sort of, what is it, AA to AB?
Oh, is that the technical quota?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I believe so. The sort of aristocracy to the Made in Chelsea set is our audience.
That's my people, right? Yeah,
exactly.
So if you want to see Jamie Lang, he'll be at all of our shows because that's our audience.
Jamie Lang. I don't know. Made in Chelsea, is that still going? That's not delve into that.
That's a left turn. Basically, there's loads of stuff going on, so make sure you're at all of that. If you're not in London, go to Live Leeds in the city. It's really great. Or do all of it. It's good. Go buy the magazine. That's what we're trying to say.
Anyway, news that isn't related to us shilling things. Lineups are coming out, aren't they?
Yeah. Speaking of people shilling
lineups,
things, yeah. I've heard of them. They're my favourite, time of year. Basically, when they're like,
I have a bone to pick. I mean, we'll talk about it first, but
yes,
we'll get onto that. Coachella have announced their lineup, haven't they?
Yes, they have.
With J Beebs. Headlining one of the days, Swaggy, etc.
Swaggy,
baby, ooh.
You've gone straight for Swaggy. Or do you remember Yummy?
Oh yeah, that yummy yum.
That yummy yum. That will be blaring out in Indio in California for Coachella in April, alongside Sabrina Carpenter, Karol G. As always, lineup is stacked to the brim, but good to see basically people like Turnstile obviously playing quite high up.
Good to see to see Central C, who I'm sure translates really well to the Californian influencer crowd.
Yeah, it'll go down great. Other people like Dijon.
Labyrinth,
Labyrinth.
big one there. The Labyrinth, Big Bang, Iggy Pop trifecta, obviously a big one.
The Strokes.
This is kind of like when Glastonbury announced their lineup, and you're just like, yeah, it's all there, isn't it?
Yeah,
if everyone's playing.
Most people you want to see, they will be there, like in various forms. Ethel Cain, it's there. Interpol, they're there. Addison Rae, The Strokes, Young Thug, for all of you young thuggers, if you will. They're all there.
All of those. Free Young Thug, who is now free. I do also enjoy with Coachella that there is... I think if you look at the Coachella lineup and then you look at like Glastonbury or Reading, it's a very good indication of how similar but separate UK and US music tastes are.
Well, it's in terms of where people are, like
where people are, but also like not in a bad or a good sense, but just the idea that Justin Bieber in America is like an uncontroversial, like very good, like get for. They're like, wow, we got Justin Bieber. Yeah. Whereas I think over here, Justin Bieber would be like, I mean, that'll be funny. We'll go to that. That'll be a laugh, won't it?
Yeah. You're like, oh, that's a big thing.
Don't get me wrong. There are some bangers, but you know what I mean. I think like Coachella has a reputation for like coolness.
Yes.
Whereas Justin Bieber over here does not have that reputation.
And also, like, seeing stuff you mentioned, like Labyrinth, just like how high up Labyrinth is, for example. Like, I think if you asked people in the UK, where's Labyrinth going to play in a lineup, you wouldn't say, oh, yeah, he is the fifth name down on Saturday at Coachella, above David Byrne, apparently.
Yes. Also, they have this unofficial fourth headliner spot.
Yes.
On the Saturday night after the headliner, which this year is Italian-American DJ Anima, which again is one of those where, like, if they were playing Glastonbury in any kind of prominent spot, I think the internet would implode from the outrage of people saying, who?
Yeah, but Coachella, it's like, of course, my guy.
Of course, Anima's going to debut his new show.
Of course, that's what we're here for. Coachella setting off the year with a bang. Like 9 Inch Noise, for example. Which I believe is the collaboration between 9 Inch Nails and I believe is it Boys Noise. So that's happening.
Great stuff.
So you can see all of it all in one place. That's what Coachella is. Also, Coachella, it's sold out already. So fair fucks to him.
It does look like pretty shit vibes, to be honest, though, doesn't it? So
Great.
you know.
Sold, yeah. In terms of some Dork favourites...
Sorry, the portion of our audience that is going to be offended by me not liking Coachella is vanishingly small, I imagine. One festival that is very good crack, which has also announced its lineup, is Primavera Barcelona. And this is what annoyed me.
Go on.
I told you something annoyed me.
Yeah.
When festivals get a sort of marketing department or whatever department it is,
Can't wait for
and they
this.
go, oh, we've got a lineup that we need to announce, and they're like, oh, you know what we should do? We should do a 45-second video where we just put names up one after the other. And then at the end of the video, we'll do a very quick show of the lineup in full. And then for hours, we won't actually post a poster of the lineup.
Yeah.
So you're there, like, having to try and pause a video to see who's fucking playing.
That's exactly what I was
like,
doing.
okay, right,
Yeah.
you got The Cure, okay, you got Gorillaz, you got the
Cool.
XX, you got Doja Cat, you got Massive Attack, and then it just starts putting up like 8 names for like 1 second. You're trying to look at it like, what the fuck is going on?
What I
here?
can really appreciate is
why is there just like the Olympics happening in the background?
the Olympics theme. I'm really not sure about for Primavera this year. Like that's just kind of happening, and good on you. Like we all chat at the Olympics.
Good on you.
Yeah, I would have really paid a lot of money to see you trying to look at the lineup video where you're just there like, just pause and just pause.
Honestly,
it's
that
stacked.
was it.
It's stacked, basically.
It is stacked as always.
Yeah.
We got Wet Leg, Addison Rae, Kneecap, Little Sims, Yard Act, Ethel Cain, Skrillex, of course, Viagra Boys, Lambrini Girls, The Boys and the Girls Together at Last.
The Boys and the Girls Together at Last.
Cameron Winter, who apparently just back to being Cameron Winter again.
Well, it's Cameron Winter and Geese. So
but
he's
like
doubling,
he
bubbling.
did the solo thing.
Yeah.
Geese have a very good album we're about to talk about, and then he's gone, I'm really glad that album went well. Anyway, I'm actually doing a solo thing in Barcelona, so fuck you guys. I'm not paying for all of you to fly to Barcelona. I'm doing a solo set.
Can I double up here? Can I, double my money, basically? Can I get that twice? That'd be really good.
It feels to me like part of the deal with getting Geese was he was like, well, I mean...
don't know what I'm going to do here.
There's another band I'd like to play if possible.
Play with. It's me.
That fee's not enough, but maybe if we doubled it somehow, that would be great.
This is when next year it's like, we do really want Damon Albarn to come back. So we've booked Gorillaz, Blur, The Good, Bad and the Queen, and more. All in one.
Also, that I know Gorillaz have got new bits and pieces happening in the form of an album, I think.
Yes,
but like they headlined like 3 years ago.
Back in rotation, mate. Back in rotation.
It just feels like Primavera shouldn't be struggling enough for headliners that they want like the same
to
one
get like a repeat
in that
so
short
quickly.
space of time.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure that will be very good.
Yeah.
I've put my beef with Noodle aside. I've moved on.
Peace has been made. Me and Murdoch are now tight again.
We're okay.
We're okay. Described as we're
not
okay.
tight, but we're civil for the kids.
Yeah, no, we've made an agreement.
Yeah, and also maybe this time, like, because I mean we've spoken about this before, but like when I saw Gorillaz there, because they weren't on specifically on my album cycle.
Yeah,
it was basically just Damon Albarn. There wasn't much effort being made to be like playing with the Gorillaz aesthetics. Yeah. It was just they were coming up on the screen occasionally. Whereas I feel like this time on a new album and that he might, there's
gonna be a lot to play with.
Pull out some stops. Any stops. Please pull out some stops.
Any stops. It'll be great. And Primavera, always very, very good. And I'm sure it'll be very, very good this year. Festival lineups are taking form, basically. That's the main thing.
They are. It's true.
And it's all coming together. So
are you saying that festival lineups are becoming crystallized by the XX?
That I'm pushing you away when you're the one that I've kept closest.
That's because the XX are playing.
That's because XX, they're playing both of those festivals, actually.
They are.
And they're back. So well done to the XX. It's been a while. I didn't realize.
Done.
I didn't realize it'd been so long since the XX were around. But I think that might be just because Jamie XX has obviously been doing loads of stuff. Romy's been doing loads of stuff. Oliver Sim has been putting out music as well. So, but
I wonder why they are getting back together.
Do you
know
there might be a new record?
No way.
Heaven forbid. That doesn't sound like a band. That doesn't sound like a band. Speaking of reunions, obviously this summer, Oasis, a wonderful time indeed. We both went at various points to Oasis. We both survived. But if you remember, just this time last year, roughly, about 12 months ago, buying tickets to Oasis, that became a bit of a problem, didn't it?
It did, and now they've done like the weirdest way. So basically, obviously there was the surge pricing and stuff. So people were like, "Oh, it's meant to be £150 for a ticket, but it's like £600."
Mm-hmm.
And Ticketmaster got in trouble, and the Competition and Markets Authority went, "Oh, the issue here is that people weren't told in advance that it'd be £600."
That.
Whereas to me, I think the issue was that tickets were £600.
Yeah,
but we're gonna fix the information part of things.
I like that.
Apparently,
the idea isn't. Oh God, tickets for Oasis were £600. That's a bit of an issue, and it now is purely just. Yeah, but let people know that it's that bad.
Yeah, let people. Although one thing I didn't realise happened, because obviously everyone knew about the surge pricing, etc.
Yeah.
I bought my tickets on. I can't remember not Ticketmaster, where they were just the normal price.
Yeah.
But for some reason, that wasn't what everyone else did. Because, didn't know they were going to be £600, I guess.
That'd be it.
I didn't realise that they were actually advertising platinum tickets for Oasis on Ticketmaster, which they didn't explain gave no benefits. I mean, to me, that doesn't feel like the Competition and Markets Authority has to investigate it. That just feels illegal.
That just feels like we just put a sticker over it and have just gone.
Yeah,
now
that's
one.
very obviously not something you're allowed to do.
This ticket is going to give you nothing, but it's called a platinum. It's very much like what you would maybe say to a child at school, being like, "Now look, we don't have any of the any of the toys left, but what we're going to do is we're going to give you a special toy." And then they've given you just a nice toy that's been done up a little bit more, and have gone, "Yeah, no, it's exactly the same toy, but that is going to cost you a little bit more. Enjoy, run free."
2.5 times as much.
2.5 times as much. They have been basically told they need to disclose that information before they go anywhere, any further with anything in that side.
So what's great as well is that dynamic pricing allegedly has not been used. So the dynamic pricing is this surge pricing. Yeah, in Oasis.
Right.
Because in America, it's a thing they do where if there's a lot of demand, tickets go up, and it's bullshit, obviously.
Yeah, it's bullshit, yeah.
But apparently that what actually happened was that there was tiered pricing that they didn't explain. And obviously the cheaper tickets naturally sold out first, leaving only the more expensive ones, which led to a false impression that the prices were being hiked.
So...
No, prices haven't been hiked. We've just sold out of the cheap identical tickets and now they're twice as much. Feels very much like the kind of thing that you're like, right, I don't really care... Thank God, prices weren't hiked. They were just more expensive.
No, we didn't hike the prices. We went in from the start.
Yeah, we were always going to rip you off.
Yeah, we were
always going to rip you off
for a ticket that's the same.
Don't worry.
Look, guys, that was our plan from the beginning. There was no dynamic part of it. It was already planned. They made that decision, and now they've been told they can't be doing that anymore. Make it clearer to know how much you're paying. Obviously, ticket prices at the moment are at a ridiculous price, even if certain people involved in very high-powered positions at big companies says that concert tickets are underpriced, which is good.
Yes, yeah, because sports games are more expensive than concerts.
Yeah,
he has decided that concerts are too cheap and not that sports games are too expensive. You can spend $70,000 for a Knicks courtside seat. But they beat me up if we charge $800 for Beyonce, says Rapino. That's the kind of thing that even if you think it, you don't say out loud.
Don't say it out loud. Don't say that out loud.
Anyway,
mate.
Scum. But I guess we should sort of leave our negativity in the past
we should.
and not look back in anger by Oasis for £600.
I'm gonna start a revolution from my bed. 'Cause you said the brains I had went to my head. Step outside 'cause summertime's in bloom. Stand up beside the fireplace. Take that look from off your face. 'Cause you ain't ever gonna burn my heart out.
There is a premium actual tier for this podcast where if you pay us an extra £200 every single episode, you get the same episode. So please,
You do.
invest in us. Invest in us, please. Please help us spur this machine along to its inevitable grave. Speaking of betting and money, got some news for you that might startle you slightly, but Elton John, obviously, the Rocket Man himself, he said to give Lola Young the keys to his house because he lost a bet.
He bet.
Yeah.
He bet that Lola's song "Dealer" would get to number 1.
Yeah.
And he bet his house.
Yeah.
And it didn't get to number 1, so she gets his house. But it's very clear that actually she's not got his house, which to me feels very disingenuous.
Yeah.
I want
You want the
footage
house.
of Elton John like house shopping.
Are you saying
I want proof that he's not in his house right now.
he's so committed to new music that he's genuinely had to move abode? That's where he's gone. I really rate. Obviously when was it Elton John retired, and you're like, oh, I wonder what he's going to get up to now. When he's like, I'm not going to tour anymore, I'm not going to do anything. This is what happens, and this is why
It's true.
I've never seen a more. By the way, Elton John, legend, bangers, sensational stuff. We watched him together at Glastonbury.
We did.
It was
but
fun since.
turns out he still can't fucking see a number 1, can he?
Can't see it, number 1. But also, this is a prime sign of maybe never retire, because that's
if
what
you
you get
retire,
up to.
you will immediately give your house
to Lola Young.
to you're fundamentally a child. You will retire, turn round to the niece of the Gruffalo author, and give her your house.
Remember when everyone started thinking Lola Young was a nepo baby because of that fact, and the sheer the comeback to it was simply, how do you think that's helped in any way?
Well, no, because I think when people say oh, how do you think that helped? For example, Massey Healy having famous parents, people are like, well, how do you think that helped in the music industry?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, the way it helped is that he had loads of money and therefore could do these things, which if anyone had loads of money, they would do.
Yeah.
So the thing with the Lola Young one is that's one of the only genuine cases that I've ever seen where it's no, seriously, how do you think that one?
Break
helped?
Break that down for me a bit.
I mean, Jamie, your great uncle directed the Tweenies, but you haven't got a music career out of it.
I told you never to mention that in air. I'm trying to keep it on the low just in case. And now people are going to hound me for it.
This is it, the Nepo podcast.
Also, my great uncle directed the Tweenies. Yes. How long have the Tweenies been going for?
Well, great uncle could still be alive, mate.
Depends.
My great uncle's alive.
Oh, well, congratulations. I mean,
he tell you what, mate, he only fucking directed the pilot of the Teletubbies and then he got sacked off.
Pilot. like it was a HBO documentary.
It was much grittier. It was much grittier.
He got told he can't come back after that. It was like a surefire.
It was like The Wire.
And they went, there's an idea in this, but it's not quite what we're looking for with Lala and Poe on this occasion.
You better get the message to the streets. This is Dealer by Lola Young, and then we'll be joined by the wonderful Sprints, and then we'll be back to talk about some new music. And this time, we have Sprints with us, which is nice, so we can stop talking to each other. We've got Sam and Jack here from the band. How are you guys?
Good, how are you?
How are you getting on, lads?
Yeah, good. Jamie said before the call when asked, he was good about 8 times, which I think means he isn't good, but we're not going to pry any deeper on that, and we're just going to take him at his word, I think.
Take my yeses.
Yeah, no, I don't want to dig into that. Sorry,
None of us do.
I love that. Just straight up, just like, look, I'm not going to dig into it.
I can't be there for you.
I'm just going to be frank. I can't be there, but I appreciate the sentiment nonetheless, guys.
I think you'll be fine.
That's good. That's all I needed. That's all. That's it. Don't ask any more questions. How are we doing? How is life at the moment? When this is being recorded, your second album, All That Is Over, is not out. But by the time people hear this, it will be out.
Wow, we are living in the future, aren't we?
We really are. How does it feel being like I guess on the cusp of it, really, and it kind of just about to kind of land in the world, really?
I definitely just want it to be out at this point now. I'm kind of sick of the build-up and the anticipation,
So we're feeling positive.
Yeah, this is the bit where you start worrying about things. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, just no one's heard it. And yeah, I want to. We've been off the road for like a couple of weeks, and we've all decided that we lose our minds when we're not gigging very much. So I'm just looking forward to getting back gigging.
Everyone we speak to is the opposite. And we haven't been out. We haven't been out for 2 weeks, and Jesus Christ, it's horrible. Let's get back in a van.
Let's get back out. Get in that van and let's go.
Come back to me 2 weeks into tour again, and I'll be saying the complete opposite. Like, we're very dumb people.
Yeah.
Don't believe anything we say, basically.
Yeah. The review in is just, look, I'm going to be honest with you, we're just taking it as it goes at the moment. It's just how it's been. It must be for you as well. I guess you talk about being off the road for 2 weeks and that being a wild one. I don't know if I know many bands who tour as much as you guys. Like, how has the past year been for you in terms of getting out there playing show? I guess really the past 18 months, really, ever since the release of kind of the debut album. Like, how has it been for you, kind of getting out there, and have you seen that change? I guess not only in the crowd, but I guess also you guys as a band as well.
How has it been? Help us. No.
Help. 3 blinks and we will get the help there. Don't worry.
God, that's really hard to sum up. It's just been absolutely crazy. I feel like it's hard to remember a life before. We were just out on the road all the time. Really good airports now. Very good at airports.
Really good at airports.
Come on, top tips for airports. Come on, top tips. You got slip-on shoes or something, so you don't have to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got little Heelys, so you just wheel through the airport. Just very good at beelining to the plane.
Really good at avoiding all of the duty free, all of that. That's for the suckers. You just want to get straight to the gate.
It's not as exciting as it was. When you sometimes you go to duty free, you're like, ooh, and now it's no.
You're like, I don't want a giant Kinder Bueno man anymore.
No,
I've bought too many.
I don't want Smarties, and then you're like, oh, that Bailey's is quite cheap, actually.
It's getting colder now. I feel like the Bailey's purchases are going to increase again. We went through a real Bailey's stage the end of last year, so.
Yeah.
All of your family members just, you bought me a bottle of Bailey's as well.
You don't like Bailey's? Oh, okay, I'll think about it.
Oh, you're having Bailey's in your coffee in the morning now.
Okay, that's good.
I never tried the Bailey's in cornflakes. That was Sam. Are you talking about that?
No, that's not me.
Oh, maybe I think that was our manager.
I think that might have been you, Jack. It sounds like.
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember it, so that can't be true.
Yeah, that definitely was you then, I think. Bowl of Baileys with some corn floating in it.
It's pretty class,
There was actually Bailey's flakes. Cocoa Baileys.
It's milky, isn't it? So I can see the benefit of this. Yeah. I mean, in the short term, don't get me wrong, if you're having that every morning, you're probably not going to be thriving by the end of the week, I would say, if anything else on that.
Well,
so that's
declined. Be a Christmas special.
It'll be a Christmas special, yeah.
Christmas morning, treat yourself.
If anyone here is planning Christmas right now, you've heard it here first. Take that advice, run with it.
If you're not planning Christmas right now, it's definitely not. I mean, that's going to stick in my head forever, I think. Every time I see the Baileys or cornflakes, part of me is going to go, you could do it.
You could also, yeah.
Eventually,
it is a thing.
Cave,
Oh, yeah, 100%. I did want to ask you, how was presumably the highlight of your career when you played Butlin's Bognor Regis.
Oh my god!
On the 3rd of January now.
Yeah, 3rd of January.
And I believe your van broke down or something as well. So you there was a point where you were later than anticipated or something. We were there and we were getting rolling updates on when sprints were arriving.
We were very late. I think our flight was delayed or something.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. That happened. It was a show.
Did. You didn't have a chance to play with the 2p pushers or go bowling or anything afterwards or before, I guess.
We got to have a very rushed dinner in what is essentially like a giant service station. It's literally like all the service stations, but just with more amusements and
Yeah, the choices of food. I think as well. We were like, it's January. We were like, want to be healthy, not drinking, and then it's like, okay, so you're gonna have to eat here, and like the choices are Subway, Burger King,
or a pizza. I think
pizza or England's version of Chili's, I guess, which I think I ended up choosing.
They opened like chopsticks, I think it was.
Chopsticks.
I remember this thing there, and they had a big banner that was like Britain's 100th chopstick store.
It's like a landmark one. Yeah, it's a landmark one, so it's
as
history.
if you'd be there like, well, I didn't fancy Chinese food, but now, I mean, that's a vote of confidence.
If I'm on such sacred ground, I simply must have the 2 toppings and noodles, please. Like, tuck me in there.
Did you ever go there as kids? Is that a thing?
We were talking about this. I went to, because I'm from the Bognor side of Brighton. Like, I'm like between the two, basically.
You're a Bognor, yeah.
The Bognor side
So
of
like,
Brighton.
I remember going there for the day, but I didn't remember doing that until the first time we went to the festival, and I had almost like a Vietnam flashback. Like, I walked into like the main tent bit, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
I think it was the whole way you were like, "Man, God, yeah, never been to one of those," and then walked in and just went, "I have been here.
Yeah,
no, I have been here right away." Like,
I think I saw Chico when I went though.
So
I guess sprints kind of are the Chico of 2025 in that sense.
You can take
nailed
it. You've nailed it. Yeah. In the first week of January.
I'm not making any.
That's been said to us. Like it's I'm tired of hearing it, to be honest.
Were you there for work or did you choose to go there?
We would both. I mean, you choose to do the work on the 3rd of January.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
Don't
we
worry.
we DJ'd there, and someone called us fake Instagram DJs because we looked at our phones halfway through, and then someone held up a picture of a red card when we played Finger Boys, and then Chris Hawkins came on,
and then Chris Hawkins came out, so it was great.
It was kind of a normal weekend for us as well.
Yeah, we did get the 2 though. We got like some praise, which was like, this is the best DJ set of the weekend, but then we got the opposite of, are these people deliberately clearing the room, which was a real. Which was
I don't think it went down as well as your set. I think we probably should let the band speak and not just us about Bognor Regis, Jamie.
Okay, it's an interesting topic.
You started us off with this.
I asked you the question, honestly.
No, that's fair. Yeah, I just I got to bring it back on track.
Please. Otherwise, this will be the whole show. Otherwise,
yeah.
Like, don't get me started.
In other sort of illustrious news, playing with Fontaines must have been pretty big. Those are some big venues, right?
Yeah,
how was that?
Yeah,
class.
Pretty cool.
Nice big outdoor venues all over Germany. That was kind of like the end of our summer as well. So it was nice to go out in a high,
Yeah.
I quite like when we're bringing up these stuff. We always feel like we're kind of like reminding you of it. We're kind of there, like, by the way, this happened. By the way, because that's it. It's been such a because you've just been playing so many shows. It's like,
man.
By the way, this happened. I'm not sure.
I think it's someone else. Yeah.
It's like there's some images. You're like, nah, AI. Yeah. It's been created. That's it. It's nice. But it must be good just to get out there, like I say, and just like kind of like, do these kind of, because the variety of shows as well that you've been playing in terms of like, obviously coming back here playing, headlining stuff like Dot to Dot and like doing kind of like those festivals, but then also, like you say, going out and playing these huge venues with like Fontaines. It must also be like, I don't know, in terms of like you as a live band, you must feel like tighter than ever before, really.
Definitely is true what you're saying, the variety of shows we've done this summer. I actually haven't thought about that. It's been a there's been some that have been completely different. And yeah, we're definitely tight. Like I can't remember the last time we rehearsed. Because when you're playing that much all the time, And like, festival sets can be 30 minutes an hour, so you're changing sets as well. So you're kind of, I guess I can't think of the word, but like, adaptable.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're pretty tight. But now, only earlier I was thinking like, oh, we have to play all the new songs next week or the week after in the in-stores run. So sure, let's see how that goes. We've done it before, so it should be okay.
I think we've gotten a lot better at the whole gigging thing though. Like I remember the end of the last summer being absolutely burnt out and just had zero energy. And the end of this summer we probably did the same, if not more shows. I was like, that was great crack. Like, like happy to have a little bit of time off.
Yeah, but I mean you're already, gasping to go back out there with your fortnight off. So, that doesn't sound like burnout. I think you've handled that pretty well if you can immediately stomach the idea of more and more shows.
Yeah.
But I mean, so you've got the new album coming out, and you have been very, very busy, like live-wise. I mean, but how did this album come together? Like, when did you find time to write and record an album while in Germany and Nottingham and Butlins Bognor Regis?
The Holy Trinity.
Well, Carla had always been kind of making demos, like during the first tour and stuff, and that's kind of like, I guess you could say, where it started. And then she would send them on, we'd work on them at home, and then we, and then come into soundcheck, and like a couple of songs in the album were finished in soundcheck on the last tour. And we were kind of like, because we were like, had played some of the first album songs so many times, we were like, will we just throw this song in tonight? And then one song became like 4. So I think by the end of last year, we were playing 4 songs as the new album that we hadn't even recorded. And then, I think, and then before we went to France to do the album, I think a month before, 2 months before, we just kind of had, had a few meetups, a few rehearsals, and just kind of, I think we had one meetup where we played all the songs acoustically, and then, we kind of just wrote from there. There's 1 or 2 tracks that are old demos from the first album, which is, because like you said, we were on tour a lot, so that's pretty handy when you're like, oh, we have to do a second album. What was in that folder there from last year? That song is actually pretty good now that I think of it.
What? Yeah, we good with cool, sweet. Yeah,
I didn't say much for it on the first album, but now I love it. I think it came together very, very like naturally and just kind of too easy, if anything, do you know? I think with Zach coming in as well, it just adds like a freshness, his guitar playing is really just suits us,
I guess it's almost like a fresh kind of like, pair of eyes as well on things, where you're suddenly just like, oh, like, this is like slightly different, but in a very, very good way, because you've kind of like grown, I guess, with it as well, with someone new there.
Yeah, and because he was new, he was like, I need to prove myself. I hope so they'll kick me out of the band. Not that we are ever going to do that.
You're there like, we'll use some more demos, and he's there like, I want to write 50 songs for you.
Yeah.
Are you sure you don't want me to add anything to this part? Are you sure about that?
Yeah, he was up to like all night working on this stuff. No, yeah. But,
even the fact he was so enthusiastic when he came in that it was probably at a point in the year when we were all pretty like tired and like, oh, for fuck's sake, more gig, and then he just had this like guy come in who was like more excited than he'd ever been in his life, and it was exactly what we needed,
Yeah.
A fresh dose of energy, basically, coming into the mix. As that's kind of it. And like you say, so all very like natural in that sense, and it all kind of like very much written like about, I guess obviously your experiences, and it always has been like that. Obviously the first album as well, very similar, but like in terms of that, it just all kind of like slotted into place. And was it a case where you knew right away, you're like, right, we've got the album we want to put out next there? Like it didn't take a lot of like kind of like meeting or like working it out, like it was all kind of there in some sense.
I think by January, that was the first. We went recording the start of February, and by January was when we started doing proper rehearsals for recording. And it was like, there was one song, Abandon, that's the first song on the album, that came in like very late in the day. Carl sent this demo, and we were like, that very much as an opening track. And we were like, that's fucking, we already had an opening track, but now we can have 2 opening tracks. But we all loved it, like, and it basically didn't change from that demo. But apart from that, it was kind of just like as we'd go, we'd play something, then be like, yeah, we like it, it's got on the album. We didn't think about it too much until that point, and then we kind of started thinking about how to slot everything together a little bit more. which probably as well, there's like definitely more variety on the album, I think, than the first one sonically. Which was like, we wanted to do that and not just be doing the same thing, obviously, but it did come together quite naturally as well.
Nice. Yeah, and I guess as well, like, was it a case, especially when you're talking about, you know, playing some of these tracks live in terms of like, you know, kind of as you were touring, kind of like giving some of them a bit of an air out to people? Was it great? Was it kind of great to see that reaction from people who obviously have gravitated towards you with an album kind of like already out? And with that, was it like a good way to just test what you've kind of got, basically?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like when we were playing the new songs, we were like, we don't give a fuck, you know, we just want to play new songs. And then when they reacted well, it was like, oh, you know, that's really that's really reassuring, you know. I think like Pieces always went down really well, and something's gonna happen. We were playing. So it just
played our new songs and then they went down well. And we went, oh, that's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
That'll do.
You little Parisians, you know. But then it's just like, yeah, you know, you just get excited to go in the studio and actually record it then, you know? Because you're like, oh, I know this song works, at least to our fans, you know? So now I want to give it to them, you know?
Yeah, nice. And do you have that like, almost like ambition for what comes next as well? And I guess kind of like seeing that kind of reaction and everything that's kind of come as well over the past 18 months, like, do you have like this kind of like newfound, I don't know, like ambition of what you want to do next, and kind of like this kind of like, I guess, band that kind of like, you know, obviously means so much to each of you, and now become this kind of like thing that's kind of like drawn you together and kind of like taking you around the world, really? Like, do you have that kind of like in mind of like, right, this is where we want to go next, this is what we want to do? Like, does that feel something that's like clear there for you?
I think the main thing is just like, if we can keep doing what we're doing, basically. I think
That's also such an unfair question to ask, like a week and a half before album 2 is out. Yeah, so what are you doing next,
do you reckon you're going to keep doing this?
Do you know what? In fairness, though, like in sound checks and stuff, we've already been jamming like new stuff just because we're like, we all get quite restless, and it's like you have a nice big setup and you're on a nice stage, so if you have an extra 10-15 minutes, it's like, let's piss around for a few minutes, you know what I mean?
You got a nice setup, you're just like, yeah, well, do you know what, we might as well use this, we've got it for the night.
Can't wait for album 3 then. There must be something between album 1 and album 3, but I can't remember what it is, so,
just get it done and get it out. That's the main goal with that.
Right, should we listen to a song?
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, well, you know, don't worry, it gets added in later. You don't have to listen to it.
It would be quite something if we had to kind of like right now, we're going to need you to sit, and we're going to let you like see your reaction as we play it to you.
We're going to play Descartes by Sprints. And there it is. Would you prefer if we played it in full, or are you happy with it being added in later? We didn't ask, sorry.
That was a great version. I really
that's fantastic. I've never heard it like that. That's
you write a whole album of songs like that, it takes 20 seconds max.
I've never heard it like that. It's such a good way. Oh, do you know what? It's got a new meaning now. It's got a new meaning. It's got a new something to it. I don't know what it is.
I'm a fan. I'm convinced. I'm converted. Yeah.
I'm convinced.
That's the real radio edit. 4 seconds of silence.
It now comes to some real deep dive questions. As always on the show, with our guests, we like to play a game. And Jake, what is the game this week for Sprint?
You came up with this terrible game. I also just want to say, before we recorded,
immediately Ed.
Yeah, before we recorded, Jack actually did what a lot of guests don't do, which is basically we explained the game and he went, well, that's just the same as the one we did last time, isn't it? Which, yes.
I mean, it is.
It is. You know, said with more like reassurance than anything else. You know, like, this is the same one, right?
Is it the same? Is it the same house if you paint the walls a different color? You know, it's just it's different, right?
It is the same house.
Yes, it is. It was a terrible
very much is the same house.
You got me.
Listening to that, and I was like, no.
I'm not believing a word.
It's because I can't think because I'm worried I have to explain this terrible game. So Jamie has come up with this game, not me,
yeah.
Which is all that is over brackets first.
Didn't know where to go with it, I'll be honest with you.
We're just going to give you two choices and want to know is which one you can finish quicker, basically, because then it will be over, like the album title.
Very
Yes.
clever.
Thank you. Thank you.
It works on so many levels, and yet it doesn't work on so many more. So, which could you finish quicker? A 500-page book or a 10-season TV show?
10-season TV show.
And season.
Bang.
I'm very dyslexic.
Right. Not even going to ask. I mean, how long's a season? There could be like 40 episodes in there.
And you can just leave it on the background. Do you know what I mean? You can leave it on the background.
Yeah. Because if it's like The Office, Parks and Rec, that's just
going on. That's
I suppose it is just asking if you'd be able to finish it, not if you'd be able to actually like retain any of the plot
easy.
contained therein.
I've already done that so many times.
I believe you're like,
I do that for fun.
Yeah, man. I'm doing it right now. I have a TV show on. I'm just finishing it while we do this podcast.
Yeah. I realised this would come up. I need to make sure that I'm on top of it.
Yeah.
What about a 100-meter race on a unicycle or a 100-meter race on a pogo stick?
I think pogo stick. I think it'd fall off the unicycle.
I think I could do the unicycle.
You reckon?
Have you ever ridden one
balance.
Before, or is that just an internal gut instinct?
I've been on my bike recently, and
I think you're
haven't
quite
fallen off. So
Yeah, I mean, by that logic, like you've jumped before, so the pogo stick must be an easy
Look,
one.
if a house is painted different, is it the same?
If a bicycle has one wheel, is it the same bike? You know,
if you take off the wheel, like you know what I mean? Isn't it the same bike?
Got you straight there. Got you straight there, Jake. I'll be honest with you there, mate.
He does.
I'll be honest with you.
Really nice to record this at 7:30 in the evening, so afterwards I can just really feel like shit about myself for the rest of the night.
But also, what would you prefer to see us do, the pogo or the unicycle?
Definitely the unicycle, because I think your misplaced confidence would be very funny to watch in action. I think.
Sam, I know you will. I've no faith in you on a unicycle.
Jack said, I think I'd have to go with the pogo stick, whereas you just went straight like, I could do the unicycle.
I don't
it's
understand this phrase, misplaced confidence. I don't know what you mean.
I don't know
Which is another reason why we need to do the unicycle once, so you can have a live demonstration.
I'll see you at Bognor Regis tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Just, meet you by the slide and the race is on.
Bring a unicycle because I don't have one.
I've got loads, obviously. So
please. Next one.
Yeah, do you think that you would be able to finish sewing your own stage outfit or building your own stage set quicker?
Building me on stage, I think.
Building me on... We're sewing your own stage outfit. Building my own set. Yeah, building my own stage.
What would you have if, I'm thinking like that kind of Amdram, like painting some trees for the background, that kind of thing, Midsummer Night's Dream.
Building your own stage. What would I have?
Stage set, not the stage itself. That will probably be there.
Sorry.
You don't have to like.
That'll be provided by the venue. Is what we're saying.
Yes, yeah. like a set for like a play.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Nice little backdrop. Yeah.
I don't know what I'd have on it. Maybe Jack has
just
some
get
ideas.
loads of like wooden planks and throw a bit of paint at it or something, and
Wow.
Be grand.
Wow. Okay, that's real avant-garde.
This is a good time to say tickets are just low tickets, but they are still available in certain places.
Please sell out the gigs so that they can afford to pay someone else to do the stage setup.
There's big ideas, they're not going to pay for themselves, so tickets are available where you can in that sense. How about a bowl of extra spicy chicken wings or a bathtub of ice cream? What can you get through first? There's many factors.
A bathtub of ice cream.
That's easy, man. Come on. Like eating a normal bowl of ice cream if it's cold enough takes a while. You know what I mean?
I don't think it's physically possible to have a bathtub full of ice cream.
You can get.
The question was, what would I like to be able to do? It would be the ice cream, maybe. But it's
That's
physically
not a question,
possible.
so.
Yeah, it's not possible, Jamie. How big is your bath,
Like
Jamie?
physically. I mean, there's no point in me showing you. This is an audio-only platform, I'm afraid.
Because
but,
if your bath is the size of like a cereal bowl, I would understand this question.
it's like a bird bath. That's how I kind of wash myself every day. I just kind of go outside and just splash about a bit.
Have you tried this before, Jamie? This is very specific.
Have I tried this? Just, hypothetically, like, do you reckon you could?
Jamie's got half a bathtub full of melting ice cream, and he's worried he's not going to finish it in time.
I think there is a bit of strategy. If you let the ice cream like melt, like in the bath, then it just becomes like a giant sort of like milkshakey sort of
keep
design.
The plug open and let it drain out, and then you'll fly through it.
Be over before you know it.
Oh wow, look, it's finished. What a madness! Yeah, crazy. I win. We've got 2 more, so we'll bang through. Jake.
This one feels slightly normal after that. A Rubik's Cube or a Sudoku puzzle.
Oh, I can't do either.
Good lie, I've never done either of them things. Like, go with this Sudoku. I feel like if I understood how it worked, I could at least give it a good go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like with the Rubik's Cube, and if you don't know the strategy, you're just there forever, aren't you?
Yeah, Sudoku.
I definitely tried that as a kid and got very frustrated very quickly, and it just made me angry.
Also, I do think like the issue is that at the end, all you get is a completed Rubik's Cube, which like no one wants. You know what I mean? Like the prize is just a square with different colours on each side. Like even as a kid, I didn't really want that.
No, it's a bit anticlimactic, isn't it?
Especially in a world of like, God of War on PS5,
Yeah.
Why bother? Kids don't bother with Rubik's Cubes if you're listening.
With Rubik's Cube is the message from the show.
A cheery one to finish us off then, Jamie.
Yeah. Cleaning the band's rehearsal room or cleaning your own flat.
Oh, I love cleaning the flat.
Is that you're like quite like a cleansing like moment for yourself as well?
I did it the other day. It was I did such a good job. Yeah, no, easily. I'm looking around and I'm like,
this is amazing.
I've smashed this.
I would also go flat. We actually don't technically have a rehearsal room now, but the last one we had was an absolute fucking shit show.
Is that why you don't have one? You just tortured it?
Pretty much. Yeah, it got so bad. You just have to leave in the middle of the night. And,
I mean, your backdrop looks pretty nice, Jack. So that seems a pretty well curated existence you've got going on there.
Curated.
Well, Sam's just against the wall. I can't see anything. Like, I'm just thinking on like tidiness levels, it doesn't feel like too much needs doing. So if the rehearsal room was a tip, then it's definitely the flat. It's got to be the flat, isn't it?
It's an impeccable.
Rehearsal rooms just have a smell to them as well. You don't want to really be there for too long. Maybe that's why we never rehearsed. But
let's just go on tour again. I don't want to be in here anymore. We'll rehearse on tour.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
It'll be fine.
We'll do it live.
Fuck it.
We'll do it live.
With the clean flats firmly in mind before they head out on tour, brings our time to the end, guys. Jack, Sam, it's been a pleasure. We're looking forward to the album coming out. All That Is Over is out now as you listen to it. So go and listen. Do it now. See the guys live. They'll be there. It'll be great.
They'll be there. They will be there as advertised.
It's also worth, before we go, just flagging that it's 2-0 Arsenal, Sam. So this is great. Okay, good time.
We've actually got a no football chat sort of moratorium on this podcast, so Jamie will be being replaced as host very rapidly.
You'll find someone.
Put me in, coach.
Dive on in.
Well, you're the one talking about it with him, Jack. You're in.
Well, it just swaps around. We're going to play Better by You, Sprints. So we're going to play that. But yes, Jack and Sam, a pleasure. This is Better.
Now I'm coming up the short and I'm coming down the fall, and I wish you were here, but you wish I didn't happen at all.
And there they go. The wonderful Sprints. Incredible stuff.
Album's out.
Now.
Album bangs.
Album out right now.
Now.
Listen, this week has been a bit of a stacked one for albums. Actually, just this week. Well,
it's good because it's been a stacked one for albums, but we already ruled 2 of them out because we spoke to obviously the wonderful Velour, on the last show and Sprints on this show, so we couldn't talk about either of their excellent albums, which have just come out and you should listen to and buy, etc.
Yes.
So that left us with at least 2 albums still that we wanted to talk about.
It was still a battle
instead of 4.
It was still a battle. But yes, go listen to Blur, Escalate, and All That Is Over by Sprints. Both very, very wonderful albums. But it leads us nicely into new tracks kicking about. And we obviously, as we mentioned earlier in the show, are going to talk about the amazing Geese record.
The amazing Geese.
With the amazing Geese getting killed.
The amazing flying goose extravaganza.
The gooses and the geeses, as they know it. Nature is healing. But before that, let's talk about some tracks. Let's talk about, I'm going to start with Olivia Dean, whose album, The Art of Loving.
Whose album is so easy to fall in love with.
And that's because there's a song that directly tells you to do that. Olivia Dean's rise, I guess, over the past 12 months has been amazing. I mean, obviously, she's been incredible really since the beginning, in terms of that kind of like first record, The Hardest Part and Dive, and like all of these songs were like amazing and really stand out. And you were like, oh, there's definitely, an amazing like artist here and doing really incredible things. But the fact that in the last 6 months, things have just blown up the way it has. I mean, 4 O2 arenas in London is quite a mad sentence.
All at once?
What, as in like combine it in one day?
Like building an extension, or like people sitting on each other's laps, or
yeah, that's what they're doing. They're going to just build it upwards, and it's just going to go. The planning,
chucking a new tier.
Planning permission at the Millennium Dome is what's going to be needed.
We've actually dug out a couple of back issues of our Olivia Dean 2023 cover, I believe. So if you want to combine your joint passions of print journalism and big pop stars and Dork magazine, now's your chance.
The perfect combination, really.
Doesn't mention the 402s because that was not happening at that point. Sorry.
No, we couldn't predict the future that much. No, we didn't sign up for that. But the result here is this record is amazing. And so that's why you should go and look at how it began with us here at Dork. So Easy to Fall in Love is the track that I was going to play. It's just like the whole record is so, when you listen to an album, it's just like, oh, okay, this is just so perfectly entwined. And it's like you're witnessing just a moment happen here where like someone just takes that jump into being a superstar. And it's great to see because Olivia is amazing. Really, really nice person. Great album. Great live performer. And it's only going to go from strength to strength. It's an album that really captures everything, I think, which the first album did in a lot of ways, but it feels maybe a little bit more
it feels like this is the one to point to, right?
Yeah, it feels channeled.
This is the one where it's like, if you want to really get to grips with her as an artist, and I think like it isn't, I think it's always a compliment with a pop record where you can listen to the whole album and it's not immediately incredibly obvious which ones are the singles.
Yeah,
because a lot of the time, pop, like big pop records are, for better or worse, basically like an opportunity to like put in 5 or 6 tracks that aren't quite as good as the singles and the singles, and then release the album,
and then go from there.
That isn't the case here.
Yeah,
so it's good.
It's an incredible record, and go and listen. So we're going to play a track now because we wanted to get it in and talk about how great it is. So this is So Easy to Fall in Love.
There's no need to hide if you're into me, 'cause I'm into you quite intimately. And maybe one night could turn into 3. Well, I'm down to see, 'cause I make it so easy to fall in love. So come give me a call and we'll fall into us on the perfect mix of...
Is it easy, Jake? Is it so easy?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
why not?
Romantic advice.
Squeeze that in first thing in the morning, then get on with your day. My first track is from hip hop's very own Danny Brown.
Huge.
Who I've been a fan of for a long time, as have a lot of people. But I've realised, like, I was actually listening to this, and like this. He's worked with a lot of kind of hyperpop people on this new album and like that kind of thing. And obviously Danny Brown has always kind of been in that world. But Atrocity Exhibition, which came out back in 2018? Something like that?
Yeah.
Was kind of the high point, like, I think, in the discourse for Danny Brown. Like the real breakthrough. And he actually did a Guardian interview in like 23, something like that, before his last album, where he basically just talked about like how horrible his life had been during COVID.
Yeah.
And how he basically had to go sober because he was dealing with a lot of addiction issues and stuff like that. And that album was kind of necessarily included a lot of that, involved a lot of that. And I'm just really glad, like, it's really fun, this new song. Like, it's really classic Danny Brown. It really feels like top of the game again. The instrumental in it, I think our editor described as sounding like a load of clangers, which I really enjoy. But it's glitchy. It's kind of hyper poppy. His lyrics are still really good. His flow's still really good. Like, he's all over it. But it is that thing that I really enjoy when the artists do, when they get to a certain point in their career where they're not afraid to let in new influences and new people. This is kind of the most excited I've been to hear a Danny Brown album since listening to Atrocity Exhibition. It feels really vital in a way I don't think he's felt since then to me. But yeah, new track's called Starburst. It's very good. You got anything to say, Jamie, before we play it, or are you you happy to just
happy to let you lead the way? It's perfect. No, it's great. I mean, Danny Brown also is really interesting because he's one of, I think, maybe a handful of rappers who they just really, like, everything they do is going to definitely like push it in a new direction. Like, it definitely it's not like, okay, he's got a sound, it's going to sound like this. Whether you like
a restlessness,
it or not,
definitely.
He's always trying to, like, I think, like, twitchy is kind of like the term in the best way. Like, he's like, right, what now? What can I do? What can I do to, like, spin this around? And those influences of, like, like you say, like hyper pop, electronic, slightly more abrasive, like noise rock at times, like, it makes him, like, really stand out. And, like, it's great to hear that he's kind of, I know it feels like he's back on course in a lot of ways. Like, it's like, okay, this is like a new, like, new vigor in him, new thriving. It's really great. And when you're working with people like, like Frost Children, for example, which is like just mega cool genre blending electronic like side of things, I think you're just only going to get really great things. And like the result is this. I mean, like, this is a tease of kind of the album to come is great. So it's a banger of a track, and like it's great to see kind of Danny Brown really being exciting. Like, in that sense.
This is Starburst by Danny Brown.
They woke up the monster, so I divide and conquer. I ponder going bonkers, then knocking off your chopper. I wonder why they somber when they stay in front of honor. But when they in them streets, they going nuts like conquer. Big guy, dropping them small fries like a lunch rush came in and everybody caught in. These niggas want the smoke like 20 twin used to get hit with bricks like Debo at the end. Getting money a sin, I'm going straight to hell. I sold all my shares, that's why your stock.
Who is your favorite, like, mythical horror person?
My favorite mythical horror person.
Yeah, like, spooky shit. Because we're getting into October. Like
Tame Impala, I think.
Well, you're so lucky because Tame Impala has a brand new track out with the unrelated title Dracula.
Well, Dracula's real, I imagine.
Yeah,
but I've never seen an Impala that is willing to be tamed by the human hand.
As Miley Cyrus says, Impalas can't be tamed. They can't be tamed. This is the next track from the new album Deadbeat, which is coming out soon. Obviously, look, Tame Impala, one of, kind of at this level now as an artist, which is just, he's Kevin Parker's in his own field and his own, like, world in terms of, like, that sort of giant size of a band. We obviously heard of, like, End of Summer, which was the lead single, which came out obviously from this album. This kind of more disco-y sort of dance influence kind of elements to it. And not that it's not been there before, but, like, there's definitely that sort of feel that's going into kind of everything that Tame Impala's about. And this tune is kind of like the next kind of like step from that, obviously after Loser. But this is like, I think this is like the perfect, like, crystallization of, like, classic Tame Impala mixed in with that new kind of, like, elements of it.
This is the thing. I mean, I'm listening to the tracks that are out. I mean, it's still just so Tame Impala.
Yeah.
Like, considering obviously the amount of influences there and the amount of stuff that Kevin Parker does outside of Tame Impala.
Yeah.
this is still like, if you're a fan, you're not going to be disappointed.
No, yeah, exactly. And I also think you're not going to be disappointed, but then also like there's a progression there in kind of what he's doing, where it does feel like he's making this kind of like new record and everything, really clearly distinct from kind of like what's come before. There's a new kind of like voice to it. I think it's just an absolute fucking groover, to be honest.
A groover.
It's an absolute slammer. It gets you. It's just a real fun, infectious thing. And what Tame Impala's always been really good at is kind of just dropping you into like a world a bit. Like it's like dropping you into like, I don't know, in like a James Bond movie, right? Where there's like a giant, there's like a giant vat.
And there's an
bowl.
Australian man with no shoes on
singing "Let It Happen" at you. When he drops, it's like, oh, he's being like held kind of like above like a vat of like acid or something, right? Well, imagine
Tame Impala's music is a big vat of acid that kills you.
Imagine the vat of acid is actually like, I don't know, a load of like
Tame Impala's album.
Syrupy chocolate. It's sweet.
Sounds
it's
horrible.
Nice,
You'd drown instantly.
and you kind of just like plop into
your clothes would be ruined. The chocolate would be ruined by you being in it.
Is it better or worse if you have clothes on or not? I think probably worse. Well, worse for the chocolate, maybe.
I don't know. I've never done it.
It's like dropping into that, so it's all kind of like sweet and syrupy, and you're like, whoa. That's basically this song, and I really like it.
That was such a horrible analogy. Please play the song.
This is Dracula by Tame Impala. Drop into the vat of chocolate.
Well, I've emerged from the vat of chocolate and changed my clothes and showered thoroughly.
He did wear his clothes this time. Yeah.
I did, yeah, just to check. Just in case this ever is a video podcast. Brogeal,
yes.
Who obviously friends of the show, friends of the magazine, they've shared a new single, Draw the Line, which is from Tuesday Paper Club, which is their debut album, which is coming out. Really big fan of the band. Like I say, we've spoken to them before for the podcast, but I just really enjoy what they're doing of blending that kind of trad stuff that's come back. If you look at like Mary Wallopers and stuff like that, and blending that with a sort of kind of, I don't know, scrappy indie band mentality in a way that, like, obviously the comparisons always come when it's anything trad, but it's like, oh, it's like the Pogues or whatever. But seeing these guys live, like, there is the energy there. There is a real sense of like a vital, like, young band who happen to be playing this kind of music. And I think this one's a really good, like, variant on that. Singer Daniel, like, with the release of the song, basically said it was written to sound like an Irish rebel song, which really comes through. But also, like, you know, when the band jumped in, it's adapted this Libertines Clash sort of sound. And that is like such a perfect encapsulation of what they do. And this is just a really good song. So yeah, really excited for the album.
Yeah, if that is the summary, is it right there about like when the band dropped in, it is that Libertines Clash. That is, I think, kind of the best, you know, because I think it's great to see this kind of like this new wave that are kind of taking that sort of like Irish trad, kind of like an Irish, like that feel, if you will, a little bit more into like the open. But the fact that they are adapting it and doing it in a real sense, I think is really great. I think, you know, seeing them grow as well over the past like year as a band, like is brilliant. Like, I think they're kind of the way that they're pushing at what they do is really strong. And like, this is another example. Like, this kind of album is like slowly creeping up on me as being one that is going to be one that we both really, really enjoy. It's going to be a fun one. And I think the result, really shines through. Amazing band.
Plus, I do think, I mean, it's always been the case with them, like, but it is really good to see that kind of Celtic, Gaelic music, which has always been present in Scotland as well as Ireland, kind of getting a Scottish voice again. Because I think, like, the standard thing to think of is always the Irish connection and things like that, because they've always been the big bands. It is quite fun. I think it's quite fun hearing a Scottish take on it. Even if, as they say, it was meant to kind of sound like an Irish rebel song, you can't get away from the fact that they're from Falkirk, you know?
It's very true.
It's a very Scottish band.
It's very clear. It's very clear.
Yeah, which you'll find out now when we play Draw the Line by Brogeal.
the Tuesday paper called us chat in the Middle East. If you pick up a herald, you'll find the locals ain't so sweet. Want no interruptions, watch the articles away. And when you get fed up with this now, move on to the west. So join the Tuesday paper called us, saw us in the news. If we don't go to it, saw us in the booze. Johnny Aiken by the day they say he's looking well, but he's not in the paper club so he can get to hell.
Good shit. Great shit.
From Scotland to New York, and every disco in between.
My heart is pumping for love. Except
Geese.
Yes.
Pumping for Geese.
Pumping for Geese. Getting Killed is the name of the album. The brand new one from the New York folks, led by Cameron Winter, who we discussed obviously.
Busiest man on the festival circuit, apparently.
Apparently so, yeah. If you want him, you're going to have to do double bookings, but for good reason, because this album.
I hope they schedule them at the same time.
Be like, go on then.
So yeah, you can play, mate. You just both got the same slot. That's not an issue, is it?
Yeah. Like,
you weren't trying to pull one over on us, were you?
You're like, go on then. Go on. What? No, you can't do that. You can't do that. Is that a no? Is that a no? Okay, fine.
Do it. They could have them on the parallel main stages because they're right next to each other, and he could just keep jumping between them.
Yeah,
it'd be fine.
Dash around. This is the 4th album by Geese.
Which is insane. He's like fucking 9 years old or something. He's got 4 albums and a solo project. Jesus.
What the fuck's going on? This, obviously, as we mentioned, Cameron Winter has had a massive year. Obviously, his debut solo album, Heavy Metal, came out earlier in the year. And, well, actually, end of last year, technically. But it's been like a big year for him. He's been out playing a lot of that record and also has had this in the back pocket with Geese. Just this album is like crackers in the best way possible. Like, it is an album that is strange, like completely like will flip the script on everything you think every time you listen to a song. We'll stop, we'll start, we'll move around, we'll do all sorts. But I think it might be the most interesting, and as a result, one of the best like rock albums, if you're going to give it that term, of the year. It's
also I do want to say to anyone listening who is scared by that, I like this album, and I have very little time for noodly,
it's true,
genre hopping bollocks, you know. And this is a really good album. I think there is stuff out there like Geordie Greep's album, which I found interesting.
Yes,
but I wouldn't be listening to again and again because it's, you know, it after a while I just stick with the thing. You know?
Yeah.
And that's because it's not for me. Like I say, I mean, there's people that absolutely love it, but this album straddles the line so well.
Yeah.
And I think it is like early Geese stuff. Again, I couldn't really get into.
Yeah, no.
And they got a lot of critical acclaim. I remember their first album came out in 2018, and I remember people talking about them then. The Cameron Winter album obviously is what has pushed them now into a more mainstream. Like that went really well, and now they kind of have a reflected attention based on that.
Yeah.
But I think without that, this would be the album when that would have happened anyway.
Yeah.
It's accessible without compromising any of what they were doing, which is a very fine line to walk.
It's kind of like some band, the best way to describe it is like some bands just get to a point where it's like everything kind of distills almost into the form that it was always meant to be at. Like weirdly,
you're not going to use the term crystallized. That would be the third time we used it on this show.
Do we get anything if I use crystallized like for the third time? Like, is it like
you get gout, which is actually crystallized. Crystallized. What is it? Something bad.
Crystallized, like what? Like
uric
fats?
acid, I believe.
Okay, right. Okay.
Yeah. Should we play Taxes and then talk more about this? Otherwise, we won't have time to play 2 tracks. So think about gout while we listen to Taxes.
Enjoy it.
If you want me to pay my taxes, you better come over with a crucifix. You're gonna have to nail me down.
about gout.
Gout is the only treatable and curable form of arthritis, so don't worry, any gout sufferers out there. Help is available.
For all our gout listeners out there.
For all our gouty guys.
My
out there.
gouters, my little gouters, as the lady
My gout
goes.
heads.
The gout heads.
Anyway, Geese,
Yes.
who don't have gout, as far as I'm
As
aware.
far as we're aware, exactly.
Also, I just looked it up, and Gamma and Winter is apparently either 22 or 23.
Ridiculous.
That's stupid.
Stay of it. I mean, we have to obviously talk about his voice and how distinct kind of like that voice is as well.
And also how like scattered the lyrics are and stuff. There's no, we're not talking like verse, bridge, chorus here. This is why I'm so amazed that he's managed to do all of this and I don't dislike it. And also I think that makes me more happy to say that the stuff I do dislike,
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not that I don't get it because Geese did it and I got that.
Look,
Yeah,
you've got that now to back you up, basically. Yeah. When we were listening to it, I messaged Jake and said, I think you might hate the first track on this album because it starts with just basically just a mixture of like screaming and like clattering kind of like music.
It's not the most
smooth start.
It's not easing you in at the shallow end. And I didn't particularly like that song, so but the rest of the album, very good.
Yeah.
And also at times, like, there's a couple of songs on it. I mean, part of Husbands, which we're about to listen to, almost for me sounds quite MJ Lenderman-esque.
Yeah.
So it's not all this abrasive stuff. There are these moments of calm, and like he really moves between a lot of kind of recognizably like American alternative sounds that are around at the moment.
Yeah.
So it is all kind of contained within its own world. It doesn't feel jarring when he hops between stuff, but to me, it feels like there are a lot more moments of calm than would immediately be obvious when you listen to it and you do remember the screaming.
And when you remember that part of it. Yeah. I mean, like, we listened obviously just to Taxes just then, but like, that'll go from like, basically a chorus that's like almost just designed to be sung by like, the biggest crowd possible into like just flipping and flopping and moving all over the place.
Flipping and flopping.
But it's just what is really interesting is it managed to make like a really accessible, completely alternative album. Like on paper, this should be an album really for some very niche heads. When actually, what they've got is they've just found the right moment, the right time. Like everything just feels like it's coming together for Geese.
It feels to me like if you were a fan of the first few albums, you're not going to come into this and be like, "Oh man, this is like way more commercial." They've really sold out.
Yeah.
But equally, if you weren't a fan, I think it is definitely worth a listen because it is their most accessible. Almost in spite of itself, in
a kind of world where like there's a lot of bands who maybe follow a safer path. This feels like a band who aren't afraid to try and push against everything around them, and as a result, be incredibly interesting, but also have the like skill to pull it off. And
also like sickeningly young.
Let's make that very clear. They're annoyingly young people doing this incredible.
I think
things.
like if there'd been the solo album and then this album, I'd be like, wow, and they're so young to have such an accomplished sound. But they had 3 before that as well.
What are they up to? What track?
They should be in the club.
The club. Get in the club instead of making incredible albums, please, Geese.
Yeah,
if you're listening,
you gotta have your hoe phase, guys, and Geese.
Your hoe phase.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
First time I've ever said those words.
Great God.
Husbands is the track we're going to listen to by Geese to drown out my pathetic posturing youth. This is Husbands by Geese.
Posturing of youth.
Yeah.
And that's how we bring this episode to a close. Yeah?
No socials again.
We told you about this.
Boring.
All of you. That's the end of our show, everybody. Cheers for going on. Cheers for Sprints for popping on.
Of course.
by.
Cheers for Sprints, not cheers to them.
Cheers for
God
Sprints. Yeah,
for Sprints.
Cheers for Sprints. There's loads of good albums out, basically. Go and listen to all of them because there's
you got 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Listen to those.
And then come back.
Reconvene.
Yeah, reconvene. We'll be back in 2 weeks with more Down with Boring. But until then...
Yeah, and if anyone has any feedback, positive or negative, positive can be sent to jake@readdork.com and
Right.
negative to jamie@readdork.com. So we look forward to your mail. We will read it out as long as it isn't actually like hate speech.
Yes, that's our line, to be honest with you. So don't do that.
See ya.
Bye.